Hi, Sandy.
Hi, it's Dave. Welcome to the A.D.K Rock and Metal channel. Today we are doing more broken down and pulled apart series. And this is where we take a song, we pull it apart, we break it all down for you. We go away, we watch the video, and then we come back to you with 1 minute breakdowns. So we play you a minute of the song as we go, and then we talk about that 1 minute and what we pulled apart from that section. Today we're doing one of Kirk's favorite bands, which is a shame he's not here. I don't know where he is, but who knows? We'll find out at some point. Hopefully it won't be a police report, but you never know. This is Spiritbox, and this is Circle With Me. Now, Circle With Me, we have actually covered on this channel before. I think we had a vocal performance from the singer. It was just a one-take playthrough for her. Wasn't a song that really inspired me, and I think even what I said at the time was when we did it was there is absolutely nothing wrong with this song at all. I couldn't find a single thing that I was like, this is bad about it, but I felt no emotion to it. That was my problem. I listened to it, I was like, it's a good song, I just don't feel anything when I finished listening to it. And that was my issues. But we're now coming back to this with a live version. This is from Live Louder Than Life. And the reason we've come to this one is this one actually features Tatiana from Ginger. And she's another one that gets, when we talk about the singer from Spiritbox, Tatiana gets thrown in there quite often. Ginger is obviously one of the biggest progressive metal. Would they be classed as progressive metalcore? I don't know what genre they actually classed from the modern metal, but she's listed as one of the best vocalists out there at the moment. So I thought it'd be worth us talking about this live performance. For Spiritbox, they're a Canadian metal band, been around since 2017, and this song comes off of their debut album, Eternal Bloom. Let's play you the first minute. Let's give you the first minute at home, and then we'll talk about that first section. So here it is. Okay, I'm going to kick this one off, if that's okay with you, Andy. So I got new metal vibes when this first riff that comes into the song, vibes of new metal. Although the band isn't a new metal band, they've obviously got their influences or their roots back in there, which makes sense because I mean, if you thought coming out in like 2017, it's they would have been influencing their growing up stages of the new metal scene. It's very tight, it's very precise. I do want to talk about. I should know the singer's name. I'm really sorry, I don't have it to hand. But
Courtney LaPlante.
What's her name? Sorry,
Courtney LaPlante.
Thank you. There you go, Courtney. Yes, I'm actually really happy to see how she presents herself on stage. Now she was wearing like some sort of, I don't know what it sort of suit, sort of boiler suity kind of look thing. But I'm glad that she hasn't gone down the look of sex sells, which we have seen with some bands, which feel that the female front person has to basically come out half naked to get her point across. And there are bands that feel that there is a necessity for that. I love the fact that she just comes out with what she's comfortable in and puts on a great show. That's what I want from my metal. I don't really want to. I mean, there's nothing wrong with seeing a woman coming out and looking as sexy and attractive, but I feel if the band have to focus on that, to me, it takes away from the band and the music. But I love the fact that she comes out wearing what she felt like wearing, and it looks really cool. There's almost, there's a very electronic vibe to this track. It almost reminds me of 80s synth pop elements going in there, and it reminded me of a band we have covered on this channel before, the Birthday Massacre. There is definitely elements of that. It's got that Gary Newman-esque vibe as well. Sort of like if you took Gary Newman and made him modern metalcore, that was, I think, what it'd start to sound like. So, yeah, really interesting first minute. Over to you.
not a band I know, but I know we've covered it on the channel. Have we done something other than the vocal performance of this one song? Have we done another Spirit
We
Box
may have
track?
done 2 songs by them. So
Yeah.
I have to be honest, it hasn't stood out as far as the
Yeah.
band.
I think like you, I do remember the vocal one particularly, and I like you, I thought it was okay, but nothing sort of nothing wrong with it, and nothing that sort of drew me into the band, because they have exploded over the last year or so, haven't they? They've become very very popular. I thought they're perhaps more recent than 2017. Perhaps I thought perhaps they've got the the Sleep Token vibe, as in the wave of popularity that band have experienced. But
Yeah.
this particular song, I think initially you can see from the video that you don't need a huge budget. Is this an official release, or is it just like a fan?
No, no. This was just a live performance. So they have had a music video for this, which wasn't this. I've only picked this one purely because it had Tatiana from Ginger. I wanted to see the comparison of the two vocalists.
What I was going to say was there's various shots. Some appear from the front of the stage in the crowd. Others seem to be sort of cameramen on the stage and behind the stage. But putting it all together, the black and white, it works really well. And it just goes to show you don't need a storyboard necessarily and a big budget and a location to produce a really good music video, because this is a really good music video.
Yeah, it could have been an official video if they really wanted to do it.
I think it works really well. I like the sort of samples, the intro, the start of the song, and the vocals from Courtney LaPlante are strong. But to me, my first thoughts were the sort of vocals that were employed by UK sort of dance bands from the 90s and early 2000s. There was lots of sort of projects that would draft in sort of female vocalists to do the vocals, obviously, and that is to me what this sounded like. Rather than like a metal delivery or a rock delivery, I got sort of UK dance.
You like that song? Was it "You're Not Alone"? Isn't it? You're not alone.
There's dozens, these sort of projects, these groups, duos, whatever they were.
Yeah,
they'd bring different girls in for different songs. They weren't like a permanent member, but there were so many of these, and that's just the vibe I got from the vocals. Nothing wrong with them at all.
No,
I was expecting more of a rock metal delivery from this, as it's a band I don't know, but it worked. But
it works. It doesn't have a lot of soul to the vocals. There's not a lot of substance to them. They're nice. If I go back to the food analogy that we used to use, it's like vanilla ice cream. Fine. Nothing wrong with it at all, but there wasn't anything to really sing home about. At this point, anyway. But let's get to the next minute of the song. So this is minute 1 to minute 2.
I'm spinning out of control. You see these units are crushing me, but I wanna know if there's no heat when I escalate. The fire is cold. There I go. Feel the weight of a mountain. It could all be yours if you echo words of great. Traitor cut down the altar. It could all be yours. Hold your circular the flame. Keep it up. Nothing sacred, nothing lost. The birds of prey invade my thoughts. They promise I will feel the pain.
Okay, with this one, I really liked how when she was performing, she used hand movements. Because you sometimes get like metal rock vocalists who are just like locked in and they just kind of like intently point out. But she was actually using hand movements and gestures to convey the lyrical content of the song. And that's very much like what you would say a pop singer would do in a lot of cases. Metal vocalists don't tend to use hand gestures to try and convey a message, which I thought was good. Some rock singers do. But I thought that was really good. There was a the chorus is a big sing-along chorus song. So this is something that anyone that gets suddenly knows the song is going to sing this along. And it does. Circle With Me is a song that does connect with certain people, and people really do sing this song out because it actually resonates with them. Just never resonated with me on this one. But what I found interesting here was this was the first point when Tatiana comes on. to take over the second verse. It doesn't change the song dramatically. So this was quite an interesting one. Normally, when you get a different guest singer coming on, they come in and they put their stamp on it, or they try to. It sounds very different to what it would have been. What I found was, I don't know if it was out of pure respect from Tatiana here, but she came in and she was very lyrically following what the album was. What I assume the album was, because it sounds very similar to Courtney's first verse.
Yeah.
So I was just like, if I wasn't watching, if I closed my eyes, I would just think it's Courtney just sounding slightly different. It didn't sound massively different to what Courtney does. There are bits of Tatiana that you can hear with some of her phrasing, but I thought she did a really faithful rendition of the vocal delivery for the second verse. So I thought that was good from her there. So your thoughts?
Yeah, I've put down it's a nice chorus. Again, it's got that sort of pop singer vibe to me. I really like her performance. She's, it's a good example of singing a song and performing to a crowd live.
Yeah,
not everybody can do it, and this particular girl does it really, really well, I think. I like the guitar passages between the verse and the chorus, because we hear the first chorus at this point. So the sort of guitar parts I really enjoyed. Tatiana comes in at sort of 1 minute 47, and I don't know if you agree, but I think she's a far better vocalist at this point of the song and later on. But here, I mean, it's a brave move for somebody to bring on as a guest vocalist, somebody who's a similar style, who I've identified as being better, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I do understand what you're saying.
You want a peer, you want a friend to come and join you, but you don't want someone to blow you off the stage, do you?
Well, that's always the issue that's going to be with Tatiana, rated as one of the best female front women out there within the current scene.
Yeah.
So to bring her out is always going to put you under scrutiny as far as a female vocalist.
I've never identified that before when I've seen, people coming on, be it men, women, joining with a song. I've never thought, well, this guy's better than the actual frontman of this band. It's a bit of a brave move. I've never experienced that before, but with this song, I definitely highlighted that.
Well, let's talk about the next minute.
Tatiana's brilliant. You're not a Ginger Ear fan, but we've covered them a few times on the channel. I think she's a fantastic vocalist and performer. Really, really do.
Her versatility between clean and aggressive vocals for Tatiana, how she switches so instantly, is amazing. But let's play the next minute. This is minute 2 to minute 3 for you at home.
I'm spinning out of control. This secret sweetness is crushing me, but I wanna know if there's no heat when I escalate. The fire is cold, they echo. This could all be yours. Feel the weight on the water. It could all be yours if you echo birds of prey. Trade a cat on the altar. They could all be yours. Vultures circling the flame. Fight off the power of a dying sun. Walk on the altar on a cry like blazes gun.
Okay, so this is where we're going into that second chorus, and this is where we're getting vocal harmonies between Tatiana and Courtney. And it's hard to differentiate them over this because they normally, what you tend to find, like we've seen it with within Temptation, with Sharon and Taja, when they do it, they sing different registries. So they harmonize correctly. So you'll have one playing the lower, one will do the slightly higher. And so they sound great together. What we had here was, I think Tatiana and Courtney were singing the same key. So they were singing exactly the same vocal line. So it's basically just layered. It sounded great. There was no off keys there. And then we get the aggressive vocal delivery. And that's when you see the marked difference between the two vocalists. So Courtney delivers her, and then Tatiana just delivers her vocals. And you're like, and the winner is Tatiana. Because although it's not a competition, you can hear her rasp. You hear like Courtney's raspiness of her aggression, and then Tatiana comes in and just fucking rips the guts out of it, and you're like, fucking hell. There's a reason why she is rated as one of the best. And that's not taking it away from Courtney and what she delivers, because I don't think anyone is in there to compete or could compete with Tatiana vocally. I just don't know of anyone. I'm sure there's probably someone who's going to tell me there's someone that they would suggest that we check out, and then we would happily do that. But they're both doing it. They're both doing well, but she just absolutely nails it. And then they both do. There's a point here where they both do aggressive vocals at the same time, and it's one of the first times watching one of these videos I actually got goosebumps listening to it. I remember sitting there going, "Oh, I got a little shiver down my arms and stuff like that." I was like, "Fucking hell, that doesn't happen very often." And because it's it's not like a music video; it was a live performance, and you hear them both hit that aggressive delivery, and I was like, "Fuck, that is something special there. That's a moment." At that point, I'd have loved to have seen that actually live. So yeah, that was very, very cool. Thoughts?
Pretty much echoing what you said. I mean, they do the clean chorus. Sorry, they do a chorus together, delivering the clean vocals, and there's not a lot to tell between them. You know, they're almost singing identical, as you say, in the same register, whereas other vocalists perhaps do that contrast. Sort of towards the end of this minute, Courtney delivers a few lines with her aggressive vocals. I mean, to me, you identified the raspiness as raspiness. That's a word. I put it down that she was sort of struggling a little bit because the first couple of syllables are delivered powerfully, and then she kind of like loses it a little bit, and it goes almost clean, and then she starts another line. So yeah, it's okay. But as you say, when Tatiana then responds, I don't know if it's the same line or the same vocal pattern, but it absolutely smashes it. Absolutely brilliant. I didn't sort of note that they'd done any sort of aggressive vocals together. Obviously, the clean they do on that first chorus, but yeah, Tatiana's really showcasing how good she is at this stage of the song when you're comparing her to another vocalist.
Well, let's do the last minute and 13 seconds of the song for you at home. Okay, so for me, the vocals on this performance were absolutely phenomenal. I absolutely loved what was delivered here with Tatiana, and actually Courtney, what she was doing as well. For me, having listened to this song a couple of times before, the first time hearing it, it never really grew on me. It just never connected, but it's grown on me each listen. It's one of those songs that the more you listen to it, each time you go around on it, it sinks in a little bit more with you. And I think the fact that I've listened to it live versus the album, and got to see them both do that dual vocal thing, it's connected with me a little bit more. Because I just heard it as a generic modern metal track, and now it feels a little bit more personal. And yeah, I really enjoy what they did there, and it gives me a chance to sort of say, yeah, I probably would go back now and listen to some more Spiritbox at some point in the future. Andy?
Hasn't quite got me that far, but I really enjoyed the track, and I'm be more than happy to. Well, I look forward to you sort of delivering another one for us to cover on the channel, but not quite enough for me to sort of break into the whole album or whatever, or check out more songs. But yeah, I really did enjoy this before, probably because it was live and it's got those extra elements. But in this minute, there's sort of like a breakdown riff, excuse me, and there's sort of a sort of guitar slide that's repeated a bit too often for me. But I mean, I like that guitar passage, but not so keen on the guitar slide bits. We get a clean chorus again. And then maybe this is the bit you were thinking about that gave you goosebumps. Courtney does the clean, and Tatiana's doing the harsh vocals at the same time. I thought that was brilliant. I thought that really, really worked. Really enjoyed that section, and that sort of breakdown riff is repeated again as the song fades out. But yeah, enjoyed the performance. I mean, the crowd were loving it. You could see how much the crowd enjoyed that performance. I mean, they're a band growing in popularity, and rightly so. And I enjoyed what we've done there, but as I say, not quite enough for me to break away from my usual stuff and check out more Spirit.
Delve into it, yeah.
But I've enjoyed the Ginger tracks we've done as well, and Tatiana is fantastic.
There we go. Well, Spiritbox, Circle With Me featuring Tatiana from Ginger. Hope you enjoyed our content today. Please stay with us and join us on our YouTube channel and subscribe, or obviously check us more out on ADK Rock Metal Radio. Thank you for joining us today. Take care.